My family struggles with addiction issues. We are Irish and drinking is in our blood. However, I believe that addiction issues arise out of attachment disorders and trauma rather than purely genetics. My name is Katie Quinn, and in this presentation, we will be examining the root of problematic family dynamics and attachment misattunement. Our primary caregivers shape who we are as people. If our primary caregivers have suffered trauma and misattunement in their childhood, they will undoubtedly and unknowingly pass this misattunement on to their children. In this presentation, we will cover 3 areas of study. 1, we will look at the ways in which attachment can become problematic, and we will dive into a brief overview of attachment styles. 2, we will look at the impact of secure attachment on overall well-being. And 3, we will look at a personal example of attachment styles in my relationship with my father and how we overcame our difficulties. The title of the article we will be looking at today is Using Attachment Theory to Study Satisfaction in Father-Daughter Relationships. To begin, we need to define what attachment is and briefly look at the attachment styles. Attachment theory is defined as the most widely cited theory explaining how your relationship with your primary caregiver as a child shapes the relationships you have with your significant others as an adult, especially romantic ones. There are 4 types of attachment. Dismissive avoidant, which leans heavily on a negative view of the world but high self-esteem. There is fearful avoidant. These people have a negative view of themselves and others. There is anxious, also known as preoccupied. These people have a negative view of themselves but a positive view of others. And then there is secure. And secure attachers have a positive view of themselves and of the world. There were 4 main hypotheses in the research article that I chose. 1, daughters with secure attachment styles will have higher levels of communication and relationship satisfaction than those with anxious or avoidant attachment styles. 2, fathers of daughters with secure attachment will have higher levels of communication and relationship satisfaction than those of daughters with anxious or avoidant attachment styles. Researchers found in this article that daughters reporting secure attachment styles had higher levels of communication satisfaction than those from avoidant and anxious ambivalent attachment styles. Researchers found that securely attached folks had higher levels of self-disclosure and honesty, while those with avoidant or anxious attachment were less likely to disclose facts about themselves or with a higher degree of selectivity. In order for us to achieve a better understanding of this, I'll be using an example from my personal life. Like I said before, I come from a family of people that suffer with addiction, and at the heart of addiction is attachment wounding. When something would happen that was negative in my life, I felt as if I could never turn to my dad for support. He didn't know how to process his own emotions, and therefore he couldn't handle mine. Because of this lack of support, I turned to drinking to self-soothe when bad things would happen, as this was the only form of coping that I knew. As the years went on, both my father and I got sober, and I've been in therapy for a few years now, where we learned about attachment theory. We've learned that it is safe for us to express our emotions with each other now that we are both on the same page. We've learned that emotions don't have to be scary. They can be beautiful, and expressing them can contribute to our overall life satisfaction. So to wrap up, our primary caregivers have a direct and powerful impact on our lives and how we cope with the world. Insecure attachment can lead to a decline in overall life satisfaction. It can lead to addiction issues like we mentioned. And while fathers develop secure attachment with their children, have a greater overall life satisfaction. At the heart of addiction is an insecurity in the relationship between parent and child, yet this insecure attachment can be healed over time on both ends of the relationship, and quality of life can improve. Okay, thank you.